Joseph Bertrand,
Yes?
come with us.
What is this about?
You're under arrest.
Our job is to collect you. Come with us.
We have arrested Joseph Bertrand on the gravest of charges, facing execution. We collected him at his house at 9:17 a.m. Our agents knocked 3 times. Then the defendant answered the door. He was dressed in a suit.
A suit. At 9:17, yet not at work.
The arrest was without incident.
Good. Good.
Except for some initial resistance that our agents quickly neutralized.
Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Have the charges been filed?
Yes, all forms have been notarized and submitted.
But what have I done?
What is he still doing here? We don't need him here. He's nothing more than a distraction.
Okay. Joseph, you can go now.
We will inform you of our findings. Bailiff, show in the first witness. Good morning. Please state your address for the court.
1883 Minute House Road. I've lived there the past 11 years.
Please describe your neighbors.
Well, on my left are the Hermans. Fairly quiet. I believe he's in the butcher business. Recently, they had a new roof put on their home. That did cause quite a bit of noise.
A roof.
Yes, sir. A couple of months ago.
That is interesting. What about on the right side? Joseph Bertrand.
He's quiet, too. I hardly ever see him except in passing.
You've never talked to him? Think about your answer.
No. I didn't mean to give that impression. It's just that now I hardly ever see him. You see, a couple of years ago...
Go on. This is important to the case.
Well, we were talking at the fence.
About?
The storm. The night before. I could see it in his eyes. He was using it as a way to talk to me.
At the fence, separating your property line.
Yes, at the fence. Well, the storm was quite fierce, and I was still a little shaken, probably not in my right mind, and he leaned in and gave me a peck on the cheek.
A peck?
More of a kiss. But it was quick. I quickly excused myself. That is why I have not been socializing with him. I'm not that kind of woman.
Thank you for your testimony. It has been very helpful. We will take a recess. We will reconvene in exactly 2 months.
Prosecutor, next time please have your witnesses ready for questioning and assign one of your men to that roof situation.
Bailiff, see the witness out.
The court will now see the Homeowners Association president. You are the president of the homeowner association where Mr. Joseph Bertrand lives, correct?
Yes. I've been the head of the HOA for 5 years. Since my husband's death, following his trial, I've needed something to occupy my...
All well and good. We're not here to talk about your pastimes or your late husband. Tell us what you know about Joseph Bertrand.
Oh. He's a wonderful young man. He makes my job as the head of the HOA that much...
Stick to Joseph Bertrand, not your sordid dealings.
Yes, you're right, I'm sorry. He keeps his yard immaculate. Decorates tastefully for the holidays. He's very friendly with all his neighbors. In fact, I remember something of a sort where he and that nice neighbor of
We
his...
have already looked into that.
Tell us, how is his financial standing with the association? Does he make payments on time?
Has he ever shorted you?
Been late.
Attempted to join the association's board of directors?
Well,
Answer the question.
no, never. He really is a model member. I couldn't ask for a better homeowner.
You're excused. You may leave. We will need to talk to you again about some business in your neighborhood that's come to our attention. You will need to be properly processed and vetted before you come in next time. Please keep 5 weeks open for us after you receive your summons in the mail. Bailiff?
Now that that's settled, we'll take a recess and get some perspective on this case. We will resume in 11 days.
It was utter chaos. It was a crazy thing that happened. Somewhere in Brazil.
Mistaken identity?
That's what they say. I don't see how it could happen myself.
Have to keep law and order. No need to muddy the waters with the wrong identity. At least a lesson was learned.
I agree.
Mr. Prosecutor, you may proceed.
We have in the stand the assistant manager and Joseph Bertrand's co-worker. You work with Mr. Bertrand, correct?
I do. But I wouldn't call us co-workers. We do work together, but I tend to take my work seriously.
Yes, I can see that. Very good. Have you noticed anything unusual about Joseph's performance?
Well, he's never been an ideal employee.
Clearly.
How he ever got to a management position, I'll never know. Probably through family connections, instead of following the rules.
Yes, we understand his uncle has connections there. Probably skirted the system and had Joseph promoted before his time. That behavior probably runs in the blood.
He doesn't believe in the decency and predictability of a smoothly running system. He always has to muck it up with ideas and efficiency exercises.
Doesn't he think his managers can handle that?
Obviously not. A few months ago, he started coming in late. He said he figured out a way to do more with less time. Something about not taking his 15-minute breaks every hour. Something about working straight through. Said he could do more with less time.
Insanity.
It's a way to keep things running smoothly.
Recently, there was an incident where Joseph was conducting a safety audit, and all he had to do was follow the checklist.
A seemingly simple task, even for the accused's morality.
You would think. He was talking to one of the workers at lunch.
I understand one of your co-workers was injured by falling debris yesterday.
Oh, yes, sir. Gravity won that battle.
Why don't you wear hard hats in that environment?
The job specs don't call for us to wear hard hats. That isn't protocol.
Still, it'll prevent further injuries.
But the safety commission didn't...
Ignore them, okay? Just it'll cut down on work stoppages and it'll keep you safe. Just do it.
So Joseph is doing the work of the Safety Commission too?
Apparently.
Then he is denying them their job. Oh, this is very serious. Bailiff, how would you feel if a defendant or a witness called themselves in?
Call themselves in? Like and just open the door and come on in? So they would come in when they heard their name, open their own door, walk to the stand, and see themselves out? I'd like to see them try it. This job takes years of practice, from proper courtroom etiquette to escorting the witness to the proper spot. One doesn't just do this job. You master this job and follow the proper protocols.
Precisely my point. Joseph doesn't allow people to do their jobs. His efficiency ends up putting people out of work. I myself have slowed work to a crawl. What normally takes a day now occupies each of our workers at least 2 days, 3 if we're lucky. In fact, our workforce has been increased by 31% just to handle the backlog that's been created.
Putting people to work. By God, I wish there were more managers like you. If you stay on this track, you'll make manager in no time.
Thank you, sir.
Very well. You may be excused. Our next meeting in the case of the state versus Joseph Bertrand will be in 17 weeks at 9 a.m. sharp.
No, my boy. I understand your trial is going very well. No need to be worried.
I saw they called in that buffoon assistant manager. He hates me. I can't even imagine what lies he's telling him.
Ignore him. I remember a case of mine where the evidence...
What evidence?
Oh, you know the kind. This, that, what have you. Anyway, tons of evidence, I tell you. I thought he was doomed for sure.
What was his crime?
Haven't you been listening? Doomed, I say. No way out. Wouldn't you know it? One of the witnesses turns out to have written a paper criticizing the court system. The whole case got thrown out.
So, if one of my witnesses betrays the confidence of the court, I can be found innocent.
What? What are you talking about? Totally different cases, you two. No two alike, I like to say.
Oh. So your client just returned to his regular life then?
Look who it is, Mr. Block. Mr. Block, come. Come, sit.
It's your client?
Yes. Oh, no, not that client. That client got hit and killed by a bus, leaving the courthouse. Mr. Block here is another client I'm currently representing. Successfully, too. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Block?
Yeah, I haven't spent a night in jail yet. It's been 5 years.
5 years? Please, tell me it's not going to take that long.
I don't think so. Totally different cases, you two. Totally different.
So what are you accused of, Block?
Oh, it's a very difficult case. I don't know much about it. Luckily, my attorney here has been nimble enough to stay one step ahead of the prosecution. Good thing, too, because my money's almost gone, and I don't know how much longer I can take this.
A lot of ins and outs, and what have you in his case. I have a feeling it'll be wrapping up soon, though.
Thank God, I've only been able to get about an hour of sleep at a time.
Don't thank God. Thank me.
Well, yeah, thank you. I keep waiting for that knock at the door for them to come take me away. Sometimes I think it'd be best, though, just to get me out of this hell.
Oh, my God. I don't think I can handle 5 years of this. As it is, I'm nearly out of money and patience.
Don't worry, Joseph. You and Block here are in good hands.
Well, hello, sir. I'm portraitist of famous personages. I'm sculptor of fine handicrafts. Sir, I am the official court painter. You're here for a case.
No. I mean, yes. I'm on trial for God knows what, and I'm being defamed by God knows who.
Calm down, sir. You're on trial, you say? That can certainly be a weight on your shoulders. And I do get to sit in on the proceedings while the court is in session. I hear many things.
Do you know what's going on in my case? I mean, what it is I'm even accused of?
Well, I can't say much. I'm sworn to secrecy by the court, you know. But my job is to adequately sketch the proceedings. And there's no written words allowed. My paintings, they are superb. Great detail in the eyes and the facial expressions. Well, a condemned man...
Condemned?
An accused man could learn a lot about his fate if he knew where to look.
But you said condemned.
No, I'm sorry. That was just a slip of the tongue.
How much? I've got to see those paintings so I can see what's going on.
Well, they are official records. Can't come cheap, you know. But we can work something out. I like to help people. How about we have lunch? A good faith deposit on this pending acquisition of these fine works?
Okay, fine. Whatever. Okay, let's go.
You're close to Joseph Bertrand?
Yes, I think of him as a son.
Please speak into the microphone. Bailiff, help the witness. Now, you were saying?
Yes, I think of him as a son. I raised him after his parents had that accident. I couldn't leave him to be an orphan.
But you are aware of the service for orphan boys?
Of course, but the boy needed his family.
What about his work ethic growing up?
That boy was always thinking 5 steps into the future. He didn't just do things, he figured out the easiest and the most efficient way. Amazing child. Nothing at all like me. I can't think 5 seconds ahead of the present.
Let the record show that Joseph, from an early age, showed a defined attitude towards systematic procedures.
That's why I kind of helped him through the system a bit. He was wasting his time clerking. That boy is destined for greatness.
Greatness? Ha!
Heck of a kid, that Joseph. Love him. Wish he could help me get some of my life in order. I have to rely on so many things for even the simplest tasks. State system alarm wake-up calls. State food delivery service. I'd go hungry without that.
I wouldn't rock the boat too much if I were you. You live a very comfortable life. We wouldn't want you to fall into any misfortune.
No, we wouldn't. Please enjoy the rest of your day in the city, sir. Bailiff?
Sirs, we are the attending nurse for Joseph Bertrand's uncle, if you would like to question her.
By all means, show her in.
Bailiff, after you see the uncle out, see the nurse in.
You're the attending nurse to Joseph Bertrand's uncle?
I am.
Do you have many dealings with the accused, Joseph Bertrand?
Oh, yes, sir. Joseph and I are very well acquainted. His trial has been quite the talk around the house.
You are in a relationship with the accused?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. It's just that since this ordeal has been going on, he just seems so vibrant, living each moment as if it were his last. Watching him taste a strawberry, knowing that at any moment that knock could come at the door and take him away, gives him an aura of, I don't know, desire.
So in this time, Mr. Bertrand has been reckless in his actions, given no thought to the consequence of his deed?
None. All he cares about is right now. Doesn't think at all about the future. So unlike the Joseph of old. He used to be so worried about getting things done and better than he had. But now he just seems so in the moment.
But his faith in the system.
Gone. He cares about nothing. Only wants carnal pleasure. Immediate satisfaction.
Enough. I've heard enough. Bailiff, show her out. We're ready to see our last witness when we reconvene.
File 9447-3. Have you gone over Joseph Bertrand's case?
I have. Mr. Bertrand's character and simple denial of order are a persistent theme throughout his thought process. His need for speed and to have things at his choosing have led to a life full of reinventing some of our most deeply held truths.
Indeed. Indeed. I figured as much. You have extracted the full fine, minus your commission, of course.
Yes, sir.
We will have more work for you soon. Certain irregularities have come up while we were looking into this case. Some of the witnesses may need to have corrective actions taken.
As well as some neighbors.
Of course. The case versus Joseph Bertrand has been adjudicated and settled.
According to Article 443, Section 5, Subsection 29 of the Criminal Code, he has been found guilty of all associated charges.
As the law is written,
the law shall be done.
What's going on? I'm not selling my house. I'm still on trial. What are you doing? My payments have been on time.
Philip Herman?
Yes?
Come with us.